King Drew.
What's going? What's going? What's going? What's going? What's going? What's
going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of First and Foremost Podcast, baby. Football is here. I'm so excited. First of all, I'm your host, Jerome Jones. As you see, my boy right there, Mr. Bacon of the Bacon Network. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, brother. I'm blessed, man. I appreciate you asking me. How you doing, King?
Doing good, man. I'm always excited to be on here, man. Glad to be on here. Obviously, you see, we're dueling this right now. Our third member, our Rock, our guy.
You said Rock.
He's down right now, man. So wish my boy, wish him get back to health, man. Hope you get back to health, whatever's going on with you, man. You're definitely surely gonna be missed tonight, man. And hey, if y'all want to make my boy Naj feel better, go to his page and go like it. Go follow him. Give him 100 follows tonight, man. And that'll definitely make him feel better. Make him cheer up. Maybe he might get back on the pod. You know what I mean? Get an 100 followers. Just 100. That's 100. So help my boy out, man. But thank you guys for getting on. Y'all, as y'all know, this is the First and Foremost Podcast. And you get all the spill. Because we always keep it real. I mixed it up just a little bit. It's a little remix. We're gonna get into that later, man. But we're gonna get into our first session today.
Hold on, brother. Let them know who we sponsored by.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna let you take that one over, my boy. Go ahead, take that one over. Wow.
For sure, man. We are sponsored by Phenom Elite, man. You can tap in above, upper right. ITH Football for 10% off all your Phenom needs, man. In order to be phenomenal, you must wear phenomenal attire, man. You too. If you can't catch, get you some Phenom. If you can't look drippy on the field, get you some Phenom, man. So shout out to them for sponsoring this show today. And like I said, ITH Football for 10% off your needs. Thank you.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Appreciate Phenom for sponsoring this podcast. Now, let's get to our first session. The first and foremost, Bacon, what is your first and foremost?
First and foremost, man, it has to be just the atmosphere at Georgia Tech this past Saturday was electric, man. Like where the media is or where the photographers are, we're like right around the edges of this field, man. And the studio station is right on top of you, man. I would call multiple times being tapped on. They showing love, they dapper you up. I'm standing up, man. I'm feeling the pom-poms of the cheerleaders rub against my head, man. It was a crazy electric atmosphere. And Coach Key and the crew and company definitely put on the show, man. But also shout out to Coach, my goodness. Shout out to Coach McGee, man, and the Georgia State Panthers. They came out, they fought hard, man. It was a close game early on, but that's my first and foremost. It's the Georgia Tech atmosphere.
Yeah, man. I've seen some of your videos, man. It was a lot of fun. You had this really cool clip of the in the end zone during the touchdown. I think it was running it in, I believe. Man, that looked like a fun and exciting environment. Just hearing the crowd and everything like that, man. Hopefully, I can get to one this season. Been a little busy, but hopefully, I get my butt out there and help you guys out a little bit and have some fun with it, man. For sure. Hey, if I go to a Georgia Tech game, I'll be my third college football game I've been to in person. My third. I only been in two. One was Georgia, and I went to Georgia last year, and then one at Temple. No, I'm sorry, not Temple. James Madison. It was James Madison versus Villanova. I've never been to a college football game in person. I always just watch it on tape. So it's gonna be interesting to see me go here, man. My first and foremost is, as you see, I'm all geared up, ready for my team, man. It is finally here. The NFL week is here. I'm so excited. But as you know, when the NFL season comes and the first week comes up, we gotta talk about fantasy, baby. So I just had my first fantasy draft on Sunday, the inside the half fantasy draft actually. I decided to only do one fantasy draft this year because I know how I'm very busy. I'm a busy man. I want to keep up with one, and the only reason I'm doing inside the half is because it's been a tradition since we had the company. So we're trying to keep up that tradition, but otherwise I will not be doing fantasy right now. But I'm gonna tell you my team real quick. And I want to hear what you think about it real quick.
Sure.
So as my quarterback, I got quarterback 1 is gonna be Anthony Richardson. Quarterback number 2 is gonna be Justin Herbert.
Okay.
My running back, we got Jahmyr Gibbs. We got James Cook. We got who's my other one? I had another one. Dalvin Cook. So I got the 2 Cook brothers and Devontae Adams. Wide receivers, I got Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, Romeo Dobbs, Jameson Williams, who a lot of people was pissed off when I got him because I guess everybody wanted him. And I got my guy Xavier Leggett. I had to get him on my team. That's I got to interview him at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, I interviewed him at the Senior Bowl as well. So I got a couple of guys that I interviewed on here. I got Dallas Goedert and Taysom Hill. And my defense, I got Texans defense and Miami's defense. So we see how that goes. And then my kicker is going to be Jason Sanders. So what's your man?
Thoughts? I like. It's not a bad roster. Not a bad roster. The I say the wide receiver group is a little. You say you got Devontae Adams, right?
No, I got Stephon Diggs and Brandon Ayuk. That's my number 2. That's my 2, and then Tank Dell, Jameson Williams, and Xavier Leggett.
No, that's a well put together team, man. I think you got a good mixture of season and projected high fantasy players, and you got a mixture of like potential players like Xavier Leggett who could be that player that win you the lead as getting 20. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how him and Bryce Young, you know what I'm saying, connect. But I always like draft these people. I always like GMs who draft, you know, some potential players like that who can go off. So I think I give it a A-.
Oh, hey, take that. Sure. Yeah, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the big X factor on the team, though. He's going to be the guy. You've seen what he did last year. I think they're going to give him a lot more touches, so I'm excited about that. Have you got to do a fantasy draft this year?
Yeah, man. Me and Naj and company, we drafted last night.
Oh, okay.
This is like a different. It's a sleeper, the sleeper brand, whatever. I'm not really. It's my first time ever using it. But we drafted at 7. I missed my first pick, and my auto pick was Patrick Mahomes. So you know what I'm saying. I'm chilling, brother. You know what I'm saying. Just say a few names.
I had Patrick Mahomes last year when he didn't have no receivers, and he did pretty well for him. So
facts. And this year I got Hollywood Brown in the auto pick. I got Taylor from I think it's Taylor from Indianapolis. Yeah. Jason Waddle. I got Tua Tagovailoa, man. Kyle Pitts. Hopefully Kyle Pitts does something this year with them, saying the whole new regime coming in. So I picked Kyle Pitts this year. The time I picked him in the past, like everybody else, he's been me in the behind. But yeah, I like my team. I got your boy Smith. I'm saying Eagle receiver. I'm saying last time I picked him up, he treated me right. So I'm hoping he's gonna treat me right again this year. I got $35 in the pot, and I need all my chicken.
That's right.
So
all right, man. Well, that's gonna do it for our first and foremost. Let's get into hitting the grid, man. And as we talked about earlier, we are sponsored by Phenom, and each week we go to games, me and Bacon, and we try to pick up the MVP of each game. So start with you, Bacon. Who was your MVP this week, man?
Man, honest, I didn't give out any merch. Just the way things went, man. I did interview Mr. Tyler Ford. That'll be coming soon for all my Gainesville fans that's tuned in right now. But the player that I didn't give the merch to, that I would have given it to, is the quarterback, Mr. Hewley, QB1 of Gainesville. Man, he's been doing his thing. We saw him at Moody, and I saw him against Westlake. Though they did get out schemed. I ain't gonna say out schemed. I just think that Gainesville just had better personnel than Westlake, and that led to them to get out schemed. But Mr. Hewley's been doing his thing. Man. He's a very big reason why they're undefeated right now, and he's gonna be the reason why they may or may not have a chance to beat Carrollton in the upcoming week. Not this week, ladies and gentlemen, but the next week. That's gonna be a big game to keep our eyes on. I may try to find my way into that stadium.
Okay. Good luck with that, man. But yeah, for sure. It'll be hard for sure. But yeah, my player of the week was Jack Richardson. He is a defensive end / tight end for Marist. I went to the Marist versus Woodward Academy game. It didn't go the way I hoped it would. It was a complete blowout. But my boy Jack Richardson, man, came out, got 4 sacks in the game. I asked him, I was like, man, you got 4 sacks in the game. It's hard to get 1 in the game. How do you feel? It's like, man, it's preparation. It's like you gotta be prepared and ready to go with everything. So, man, yeah, I was very impressed by him. And I was happy too because there was some other players that was kind of teetering on with that, but then he kind of sealed the deal in the fourth quarter with another sack. Like, oh, yeah, I gotta get that one. So shout out to him. Dual sport athlete as well. He plays baseball. So he plays two positions in football, and he plays baseball as well. So I believe he's a pitcher if I'm not mistaken. So really, really athletic kid, man, from Marist.
Sure.
Look out for Marist, man. They're going to be a hard team to beat, especially with that spread offense. I'm sorry, triple option offense, I'm going to say. And
Triple option, bro?
Triple option. You don't see that too often, man, in high school, man. Yeah, they run that triple option. Quarterback got a touchdown. Fullback got 3 touchdowns. Running back got 1. It was just putting it out, and Woodward Academy had no idea how to stop it. So it's very interesting game, man. In the defense, I gotta go to their defense. They didn't allow, they pressured Landon Walker all game. As I could say, Jack Richardson had 4 sacks himself, but the whole entire defense just really stifled them. Woodward really had no answer for it. So shout out to Coach for Woodward, though, Coach Chris, I believe his name is. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but shout out to him for allowing me to go in. Cool guy, and yeah, better luck with the rest of the season, though. It's still early season, guys. Don't panic. Just
Right.
Keep plugging, for sure. But let's do a quick week 3 recap real quick. Any games that impressed you that you want to shout out? I'll start with the one that we always kind of look at. Douglas County, man, showing their dominance against Newton, a school that's very close to you. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You're Newton. Yeah, you're Newton. Newton is on the east side. Sorry about that. But yeah, the dominant game again, 35-15 game in Newton. So Douglas County has been home the last couple of games. First away game still showed a lot of dominance. So I just wanted to kind of point that one out. But real quick, Baker, I want you to comment on this one because Georgia had a representative in Texas this weekend.
Oh man, don't even get me started on that, bro.
DeSoto versus Creekside.
Shout out to DJ Rump.
My boy DJ Rump out there, yes, he at DeSoto. He's in Texas right now. Obviously, he used to be at Milton. And if you guys have been following us, he was one of our first player interviews we did on this podcast as well. So shout out to him, man. He had a really good game. But 70-0. Me and the boys been talking about it. Luke, Jeremy, another two guys we seen on this podcast. Georgia, we're trying to get a good light on the Californias, Floridas, and Calis of the world, since everybody put them as the top three. And I don't think it was represented well in that game, man. What's your thoughts on that one, real quick, brother?
What's my thought on the rankings or the overall game?
The overall game, just in general.
It was terrible, bro. It was terrible. They just got fed to the wolves. In my opinion, like you know what I'm saying, like what's Creekside probably what top 75, probably top 100 team in the country nationally, and to play a team that's top 3. I understand, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, I'm sure they're getting paid to come out that way and then bring it back to the South Side, upgrade some facilities, things of that nature. But it was just total bloodbath. Benson, the quarterback, he was getting shellacked, man. It's a blessing the brother's still walking around. I love Coach Dixon and what he's doing. I just don't, you know what I'm saying. I just think it's a better way to go about it. I understand he may be trying to be some recognition, like, hey, come play with us. We play the killer, we play the top of the line. But if you can get the top of the line, the dog of the dogs, man, that's what you're gonna get every time. And we see it all the time, early weeks in football, like Alabama A&M play Auburn, similar score. I mean, I understand, you know what I'm saying, get some money, improve your facilities, but it just looked bad in the highlights I've seen.
Yeah, man, it was just a bloodbath. Like you said, I wish that I understand losing happens. It's part of football. One team got win, one team got lose. It really, like, especially when you do the outer state games, man, you want to really represent your state, And for us to not even give up, not only that we haven't given a point, but we gave up 70 points, man. So it was kind of rough, man. I think Creekside could definitely bounce back from this, but
sure.
It's a good team. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. I kind of wish that maybe bring somebody else out there, but it is what it is, man. They're gonna keep pitting Georgia, that number 4 out of the way looking kind of state, man. And I think Georgia had more talent than that. So, but it's gonna be hard to improve it now when we play against Texas this last that we did. So,
right.
But yeah, Bacon, tell me maybe a game or two that kind of stood out to you.
Yeah, the game that stood out to me was Roswell versus Walton. Roswell won by 10, 42-32. Trey Smith, junior quarterback for Roswell, was 11 for 18. 2 tuggies on the day, and not sure how to say his name. Sinkon Smith, 14 carries for 142 yards, averaging 10 yards a tap, with the longest run of the day being 94 yards, man. But so we can't talk about Walton. We are talking Lucas Farrington and the Ward brothers. Lucas Farrington had 22 carries for 110 yards, 3 tuggies on the ground. That's big time. Christian Ward, 5 catches, 84 yards, and a tuggie. And his brother Alexander had 1 catch for 12 yards. But we all know he plays both ways. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a good Marietta game, man. 10-point loss, respectable. Something you can move on, learn from it, and continue. But that's probably a slept on game for this week.
Yeah, they have a big game this week as well. So, they can't hang their heads down. They got a big game again. So they got to keep it pushing, keep it moving. Hey, learn from it and keep it going. But the Ward brothers are definitely good players, man, for sure.
Definitely.
You got another game?
Let's see. We had hold on.
Well, while you're looking, I'm gonna definitely talk about this North Gwinnett versus Colquitt game last week, man. Really good game. Nobody scored in the second half of the game, but it was 14-3 game. We talked about this game last week as one of our pick recent games. Coquit is a good team, and North Gwinnett beat them. And I like the fact that they beat them, man, because me and Naj already said it. And I would have actually won against them this week, which I don't have no problem doing that because it was a good game. But, North Gwinnett had a very good game, and me and Naj was already talking about how good of a team we expected them to be. And, they played really well. They got a big game coming up this week as well. But and I'll be talking about that. But man, I love what the Bulldogs are doing over there, man. They playing really well. They're playing as a team. Coached very well, very disciplined. I don't remember seeing a lot of penalties when they were playing at the Classic kickoff. So very solid team, a team to watch out for. What classification they in? Are they in 6A?
Who was that? What team?
North Gwinnett.
North Gwinnett 6A, yes, sir.
Yeah. So, man, with them being as good as they are, it really tells you how loaded the 6A classification is right now. And someone's going to have to give, obviously, but it's going to be a fun ride, sure. Fun ride.
100%, man. One more game before we move on, unless we have some more. We definitely got to highlight one of the biggest rivalries down in Central Georgia. The Warner Robins Demons took on the North Side Warner Robins. This is a big game. I went to it last year. It ended in more of a dramatic fashion last year, but 35-12. The Demons did their thing, man. Rashawn Dinkins, I always seem to find clips of him whenever they play. So he had a monster game. Don't have the stats because sometimes the teams don't like to upload their stats from the press, man. We got to do a better job of that. I know it's a busy Saturday. We want to watch college football. But Sunday, we ain't have no football. Well, we did have some college football going on, but we got to get the stats up so we can get these kids some recognition, man, other than, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. But shout out to Warner Robins for doing their thing. Isaiah Gibson, Rashawn Dinkins, and the rest of the crew, man. Phenomenal job, man, as they continue on this undefeated streak.
All right, let's get to our who won week 3. And I had a very short, long-lived on that one.
Right.
Yeah, so last week I took a lot of liberties, and I was, last week I was winning. I was only winning by one game, so I ain't trying to get too high up there, and we said it could be even week. But I took a couple of liberties on a couple of games, and I struck out. I was the worst out of these 3 weeks last week. And Bacon, you came in number 2 at 9-6. Naj, of course, beating both of us, 10-5. So the overall is now I did last. Well, actually, no, me, we all tied. Never mind. We're all tied.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you it's gonna be a whole lot of gain ground, and we gaining ground.
9-3. Naj is up by 3, actually. Naj is up by 3.
He's up by 3?
Yeah. So me and you were tied, and Naj is up by 3. I don't want Naj to win because he's too smart. We gotta outsmart him somehow. So
we're gaining ground.
We gotta gain that ground for sure.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, so I lost that one number 1 spot for now, but he's up by three games, which honestly 3 games is kind of tough. 3 games is kind of tough, so we can catch you on. Beginning of the season, man, this can flip all the way around, but we don't know how it goes, man.
Yeah,
but let's talk about definitely, man. Let's talk about next week's best matchup. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I write it down since we don't have Naj, and we're gonna go through all the games, starting with his game. So I'm gonna go through it real quick. His first game is gonna be Cartersville versus Calhoun. Bacon, who's gonna do for that?
Cartersville versus Calhoun. Definitely got to go with Cartersville, man. I think they're just a better team. Not to mention they got Elijah Peaks, who's been wrecking a lot of games thus far. So Cartersville, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cartersville as well. I agree with you. Cartersville is such a great team. It's actually one of the teams that I'm trying to make sure I get to sometime this season. The freshman, they got a really good team up there. I don't remember anybody specifically at the moment. I know they got like somebody really good on the team. Maybe I can look it up real quick. But yeah, I think that they've been doing well. They've been rocking. They've been beating some really good teams. They just beat somebody. I forgot who it was. But yeah, man, I'm going Cardinals as well. They got a big game coming up as well too. So I'm about to say, yeah, and that will be the Cardinals Hurricane. I think I've seen them play one time last year. Oh, they're playing April this week. April was kind of not stagnant this year. I do want to see April at some point too. So they got a couple of guys that's there, but yeah, they got a little bit of easier game. Oh, I'm sorry, they're playing Cowboys this week. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But yeah, Braylon Long is one of the players on there. Jamari Bryce, I don't know, the receiver, really good over there. James Ackles, Jalen Woods, the state corner receiver. So yeah, they got a couple of guys over there. Who's the quarterback? Quarterback is Nate Russell. I think that's the starter quarterback. That's the guy, Drew Purdy. I think Drew might be there actually. Andrew Purdy will be the starter there. But yeah, they got a solid team, man. They got a definitely solid team. So we'll see how that goes. All right, game number 2, North Cobb versus Cavs. When I seen Knox had this on his list, I was kind of upset because I had that on my list as well. But who you taking on that one?
Want to go North Cobb. I just think they play better competition. Not to take anything away from Cavs, 3-0 start. I just think I think North Cobb is a little more formidable. So North Cobb.
Yeah, it's a really good game. Both undefeated teams, 3-0. North Cobb, I had them being a good team last year. It looked like they're taking what I thought from last year to this year. Points allowed. Cats only gave up 7 points allowed so far this season. Now, granted, who did they play? They played Callaway, Model, I already want to say that, and Adrianville. So, I'm going to say, oh man, I'm gonna say Cats just because they couldn't point. They haven't been putting up a lot of giving up a lot of points, but man, that's gonna be a good game. I want to see North Cobb do well though, to be honest. But I'm gonna go Cats on this one. All right, let's get to our next one. Houston County versus Warren Robins. Another game that was on my list of games that I actually wanted to go to, possibly this weekend. Who you taking on this one?
Taking Warren Robins. I think, like I said, more complete team, man. A lot of defensive prowess. Rashawn Dickens is a ball hawk on defensive backfield. I think this is going to be Isaiah Gibson's game where he really shows his greatness and kind of gets back there and disrupts Antoine Hill, gets him off the spot, kind of affects his inner clock timing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm gonna go Hoko. And I know it's not Houston County. How you say it again?
Yo, you said it right, Hoko, Houston County.
Houston,
not Houston.
I said Houston. Houston.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, yes, sir.
I don't understand it. It's spelled Houston, but okay, sure, whatever y'all do with your people. But yeah, between the two, I think I'm gonna go Houston. I just think that based on what I've seen, especially from Antoine Hill, I think he's gonna be the difference maker in this game. He's playing out his mind. Throwing accuracy really well. Deep ball accuracy as well. He did really well under pressure at the Coca-Cola Classic. So I'm gonna go with them on this one. I think it's gonna be a good game, but Warren Robins is gonna take. They're both from Warren Robins, so it's not gonna be taking a long drive. but I think House didn't count gonna win this
Ooh, they did beat Perry 31-17. That's good. That's actually not a bad pick.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get to our next one. That will be Stevenson versus Decatur.
Stevenson versus Decatur. Where's greater? I don't know a lot about Decatur.
So, it's undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pulling them up right now.
I'm going to say.
They are 2-0. They beat Greater Atlanta Christian 42-28, and they beat Carver 30-20. Stevenson, on the other hand, Stone Mountain team, they are 2-1 as well. They lost to Mays. They beat Arabian Mountain, but they beat Dutchtown 21-20. I think I'm gonna roll with Decatur, man. I'm rolling with where's greater, man.
Decatur where's greater?
Decatur where's greater.
Let me see. This is a good one. Decatur is definitely putting up some good points on offense, man. Stevenson, like you said, they did lost one game. It was
Mays is a formidable team, and don't let that discourage you from picking Stevenson.
And their first game was against Mays, and they lost by 7. And ever since they've been putting up points. Excuse me. That's how they only won by 1 point last week. I think I'm gonna go Decatur as well, man. I'm gonna do the Decatur. Stevenson, I thought it was a good game, a good team too. But they had a lot of close games, and I'm really curious why their games are so close.
Looks like they struggle on the football.
Yeah. So they whooped up on Arabia Mountain. But other than that, they've been in tight games, and you know, as a Eagles fan, you know how it is being in tight games all season. And you see how that lasted at the end of the game. So hopefully they don't be in a tight game. Maybe, you know, if they win and beat by a 10 points. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Carriers for now. I'm going to Carriers now. All right, last one for Naj is gonna be Grayson versus Mallard Creek. I think I said it right.
Mallard Creek.
So who are we taking that one?
Taking Grayson.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Taking Grayson as well. I do want to see how Mallard Creek looks right now. But yes, I agree with you. I'm taking Grayson as well. Good team. They lost their first game of the season to Collins Hill, who turned out to be a really good team. Kind of a sleeper team right now. Undefeated as well. So that tells you that, you know, yes, it surprised us at week 1, but, you know, Collins Hill is playing really well. So, you know, that helps Grayson in a sense now, because Grayson lost to a really good team. But, you know, they went to overtime versus Thompson the next game. It was a really good team out of Alabama. They beat Dorman last week, 53-0. So yeah, I'm taking Grayson as well. Too much time on that team. He was really high on them at the beginning of the season anyway. Mallard Creek is 1-0. They only played one game. That game was against Princeton Ave, who I believe all of us are high on them as well. So we'll see how that goes. I wonder why they only put one defense part. It's weird, but yeah. So I'm taking Grayson. You're taking Grayson. I wonder what. I'm sure Naj is taking Grayson as well. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a good game though. We'll see how that goes. The game against Prince Ave wasn't a bad one. They won 31-21. So we'll see. All right, Bacon, let's get to your list now, man.
100%. First game of business. You know what I'm saying? Douglas County versus Langston Hughes, the Poets, as I like to call them. Who you got? But I've been picking first all week, man. Who you got?
I'm sticking with Douglas, man. Too much firepower. Langston Hughes is a really good team. I think if anything, their defense is gonna step up. Last year, that game was the game of the year. It was such a good game. I think that game really catapulted Douglas County a staple game to help them with their confidence in that team last year. So I really think that Langston Hughes got a chip on their shoulder. They're gonna want their little revenge on that one. But I just think it's just gonna be too much. And like I said last week, there's some respect on that Douglas County defense. They played really well the last couple of games, man. I think they're only averaging like 7 points as well. I could be wrong. But yeah, they're doing well on defense, man. And the offense, as long as the offense is still playing like they are, that defense is being steady. I'm gonna keep picking them until that last game of the season. I don't think I can go against them until that last game of the season. So we'll see, man.
Ooh, so you saying early on that you're picking Carrollton over Douglas County?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm not picking them until that game. I'm not saying a prediction yet. I need a little bit more sample size out of both teams. But what I'm saying is I might be picking them until that game, and then we'll see how that goes.
Sound like he's leaning towards Carrollton, but we'll let him live. But let's see.
Don't try to go. You're trying to get in trouble.
I'm just going off what you said, but he said I think I'm picking them to the last game of the season. We all know the last game of the season is. That's neither here nor there, brother. We'll let you slide.
Don't be trying to put this out, man. Don't be telling them boys I said that and trying to put this out. Trying to get some headlines.
Let's get some momentum going for the last game of the season. But I watched the film. Go ahead, G. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we still gotta get that Carrollton versus Douglas County podcast going, man. Let's see if we can get that going.
Yeah, we gotta get some motion going. I watched the tape versus Douglas versus Newton. You know what I'm saying? I seen that pick six that got called back. That's not. I mean, Newton has a pretty solid secondary, pretty complete team. I think Douglas, they just overpowered them over the course of the game, man. They got a big offensive line, man. They kind of just rolled those young men the whole way. Not the whole way. They just rolled those big boys up front for a good bit. Only had 9 total receptions. Devin Carter led the way with 66 yards. Aaron Gregory followed suit second behind with 54. So if you got an update, James Johnson, he's out, right?
I think he might have been out last week. Don't get me. I haven't followed up on that. I know he was injured in the game that I watched him. He had an ankle injury. Actually, by the end of the game, played most of the game, but at the end of the game, just didn't finish. I did not get an update on him since then, so I'm not sure, but we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes.
100%. Ah, my goodness, and I guess I got to pick.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
That's what we do. I think I'm gonna roll with. Doug, man. I just think. I know Langston's got those track speed over there, man, but they got some assassins at wide receiver. I think they're gonna cut all that up, man. Offensively, I'm hoping it's gonna be a high powered offensive game. It won't surprise me to see a defensive game, but I like Doug. I think the wide receivers are gonna push them over the hump in a close one. So I'm out with Doug. But transitioning on to the second game.
Douglas County defense gave up 7, 8, and 15.
7, 8, and 15. But these are the Poets. These are Langston Hughes. These are the Coach Dan Boone led guys.
Don't get me wrong. Just saying.
They're gonna give up.
Just saying.
They don't give up 20, G.
Okay. All right. So if they give up 20, their offense been doing 42, 48, and 35. So they got the firepower to hit a point if their defense only give up 20. So
For sure. I'm hoping for a shootout.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for like a 35, 20, 21 game.
Yeah, and some of those defensive give ups will probably not their starters. So let's say I feel like you'll be more confident in JJ's back there. So he's a dog for sure.
For sure.
And shout out to him committing to USC, man. Shout out to JJ.
Well, it likes the West Coast vibes, man. I can dig it. Palm trees.
Definitely. All right, next game, man.
Stephen County versus Jefferson. Jefferson's been struggling, man. So I think I'm gonna roll with Stephen County. Even though I don't have any intel on those guys.
Yeah, I'm actually on the same way. Yeah, they've been struggling. Stephen County looking really good. I think they're undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. Even with Jefferson, I believe they only got one loss, but those games have been tight games. So I'm gonna look at that real quick before I miss information. But
out of Toccoa, Georgia. Toccoa Fall. I think that's North Georgia, yeah. Oh, Jefferson's actually 2-1.
Jefferson's 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, I think it was 2-1. It's just a matter of how they were winning. Because I think they had some slots. The last game they won, I think, was a sloppy win or blowout, either one. Yeah, that was a blowout, the 42-14 game. Let's see, their game before that.
Only losses to Marist.
They lost to Marist, yeah. First game they lost was to Marist. The game I just watched. And yeah, they've been. Yeah, actually no, I'm sorry. They've blown out the other two games, man. Jackson County 32-3, 38-3, and then Car Central 42-14. So they lost to Marist 23-7. I would say that Marist offense is going to be hard to beat with that triple offense. It's something that a lot of high school teams are not used to seeing being ran in. You know, they're running it very efficiently. You know, and they're sticking to it. They don't care if they're getting 2 yards per game. They're going to keep running it. You know, I'm sure they probably had less than 10 passing yards in the entire game. So, yeah, they're gonna run it, and keep running it, you know, until you figure it out. And it seemed like nobody figured it out, especially Jefferson on the first game of the season. So, I can't really fault them for that first game. So, I think this game's gonna be a little bit better than we're saying, but I think I'm still gonna take Stevenson. They're really high flying offense. I'm curious what now I think about the last 2 games you just I'm pretty sure, you know, probably a decent won the game 2-3 actually. With Peter Stones. So, yeah, they're doing well on offense for sure. So,
I think I'm gonna jump ship. I'm gonna go Jefferson. Switch. I'm gonna go Jefferson.
Okay. See, I'm not like Naj. I'm gonna let you switch because I see how that did me last time when I had that little information. I was like, no, that's what you said. I'm a grateful person.
Update on Max Brown. I just went past his stats. Hold on. Player stats, defense. He's got 28 total tackles, 19 solo, averaging 9.3 tackles a game, 2 tackles, 2 TFLs, and he has 1 sack on the season. So that's producing. Man. I would like to see him. He's not getting any touches right now at the running back position, which is I thought he would have been following his brother's footsteps, toting that rock. But right now, coach not let him tote it. I would like to see him tote that rock in this game.
Definitely. All right, let's get to your next game.
All right. Let's see. Rabun County versus Dalton. Rabun County, man. If you know anything about Rabun County, they're loaded. I'm gonna do some quick research and pull up some names. The Catamounts are good, but I like Rabun County. What you got, Jay?
Yeah, Dalton is 0-3, man. Losing pretty badly. Their best game on offense only scored 9 points, which means that was probably most likely, mainly the kicker getting those 9 points. They lost to North Murray 22-9. Norfolk County 42-0. And then last week they lost to Northwestern Whitsville 12-0. So it looked like the offense is not doing enough for them. And like I said, Rabun County is pretty loaded. Really good on that team. So I'm gonna go Rabun as well, man.
So we can end it there, brother. Rabun County. I was actually thinking about Rabun Gap, but this is a different Rabun. But next on the list, Lovett versus Pace Academy. We got an Atlanta school matchup, man. I'm gonna roll with Pace Academy. Man. They got a big man on the offensive line, so they're gonna run right behind them, and they're gonna run their way to freedom.
Yeah. Shout out to my guys out there and Pace Academy. Got a lot of good coaches over there, a lot of new coaches and a whole new coaching staff. They've been looking pretty good. I know they lost their last game, I believe. Yeah, they lost the last game. First game, they looked pretty good. Lovett I think I'm going to give it to Lovett, though. They've been playing a little bit better, putting up more points. They're 3-0, while Pace Academy is 1-1. And it's not like I think Lovett played some pretty good teams. You know, Westchester was a close game, 21-18. It's like Prince County, 30-14. And then Spencer, a team I don't know nothing about Spencer. They might not even be in the state, but they beat them 46-23. I just like how they playing a little bit better. You know, Pace Academy don't tell me for saying that, but I'm taking Pace. I'm sorry. Don't get me on that. I'm taking Lovett.
The most important thing is family.
100%, man. Spencer's a team out of Columbus. I saw them at the Georgia State 7-on-7.
Yeah.
We got some athletes out there, so for them to beat Spencer is pretty good. But nonetheless, I'm gonna ride with Pace Academy. All right, and step my neck out there for the guys. Hopefully, they keep me off the guillotine. But last game on my list is Jones County versus Ola. I'm gonna go with Jones County.
Yeah, really good team. Ola was a team that was coming up last year, and they're looking really good. Both teams are undefeated. Let's see their scores real quick. Ola been putting up a lot of scores, a lot of points. 35 to 3 for Trinity Christian. Looking forward to 51-17. Their last game though was only 7-3. I was watching this game very closely, very defensive game to ELCA. I don't remember the full pronunciation of that team. Oh, Eagle Landing Christian. There you go. 7-3. That was a really close game. I think they can bounce back from this. I'm gonna go Ola. I'm just gonna go Ola on this.
100%. Go with Jones County. Yes, sir, man. I'm going with the program, as they say. The program. Good programs. Good program. That'll round up my list, man.
All right, cool. All right, let's get to my list. And I'm going to go with the first game. It's going to be Kel versus Willer. Willer actually has not been playing that well this week. I think it's going to be a pretty decent game. But I'm going to go with the boys, the Horns, Kel. I think they're a really good team. They did lose one one game this year, and that was last week to Sequoia. Really good game, 24-21. But outside of that game, which was a very close game, a field goal game, I think it was a last-minute field goal, if I'm not mistaken. I think that, they played really well against Alpharetta, North Atlanta, which we both got to see. But yeah, man, I'm going with Cal. We got.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, but I'm going with Kel, man. I think they're gonna spread the. I think what their identity is to spread people out and leave some room for Moon to get in where he fit in, where he gonna fit in everywhere. So I'm rolling with Kel.
Yeah, I really like Mooney, man. He's a good player, so I'm definitely rooting for him and see how he does this week. All right, this game is a really good game. North Gwinnett versus Mill Creek, both undisputed. North Gwinnett only had 2 games. They played at the Cookie Shell kickoff. Mill Creek is playing really well as well. I'm going to ask you first. Who you got on this one?
I'm gonna go Milk. Hold on. Mill Creek's been playing. If they're 3-0, they beat Lambert, they beat Norcross, they beat Archer 48-14. I'm gonna go with Mill Creek, man. I'm gonna split hairs. I know you're probably gonna go with North Gwinnett, but I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with North Gwinnett because of how I feel about the team. Played 2 really good teams. A really tough game last week versus Colquitt. Not only did they beat Colquitt, but they beat Colquitt at their home. That's tough. Now, it will be interesting because this will be 3 games away from their at an away game. The first game versus McKeachman is their away game. But it was a neutral site, so that might not factor into this being a 3rd away game. But Colquitt was a rough ride going all the way down South Georgia. I've been down there before. It is a long ride. It's like 3 hours, something like that. It's a long ride to get down there. But North Gwinnett came out, played really well, especially on defense. I'm going to take North Gwinnett just based on what I know and what I've been seeing. Mill Creek is a really good team, though. I wouldn't be surprised if this be another GOAT classic game, man. And I'm actually kind of wanting to go to this game. I'm really, really considering this one. I'm booked in for 2 games right now, but I might have to reach out and see if I can get into this one. I don't know, man. This one's too juicy for me. I really like to say. And you said you pick Milton, right?
Yes, sir, man. I'm riding with Daniel Smith. I'm riding with Shane Throg-Martin. He's been taking care of the ball as a quarterback, and Daniel Smith is averaging 168 yards per game, 5 touchdowns on the season, and 3 100+ yards on the season, 100 yard plus games on the season. So I like Mill Creek.
100%. All right, let's get to our next game. I'm going to talk about this game because Jeremy's going to this game. Jeremy Johnson. And I'm most likely going to go to this game if I cannot get the game of my first game. So I'm going to say that to where we're going to be at later on. I got 3 games in deck right now. I haven't got full confirmation on any of them. But this is probably going to be the most likely game I'll go to if everything kind of like aligns the way it is. And that would be Greene County versus Morgan County. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about either of the teams. But 2 undefeated teams. If Jeremy says they're a good team, I'm going to take his word for it for sure. But let's look at their games that they just won. Again, both of them are 3-0. So for Greene County, they just beat Pullman County 28-20. Twitch County 36-0, and then Ralston County 25-23. I don't know any of these teams. And Morgan County, they just beat Warren County. They beat Pullman County as well, and then they beat Oconee County. So I'm gonna give a slight nod to Morgan County just because I know the teams that they played a little bit more. But again, I'm not too familiar on any of these teams. And based on what Jeremy said, he's like, Morgan kind of got some guys over here, so I'm gonna take them. You got for me, Megan.
I'm gonna ride with you. No. So Greene County is let me see if I can get some better intel. I'm gonna take Greene County off of Muscle. This is where the Juju Wynn, who just committed, he committed to Florida State. I think during the summer. He's a big defensive lineman, and I like Coach Banks, man. I got to meet him in person at the what was it? HBCU mega camp that Coach Tink and the MCA of Georgia puts on every year. Does a phenomenal job. So I'm a ride with Coach Banks. I'm a ride with Greene County, man, over Morgan County. Bucket.
Yeah, again, this one's a hard one for me because I'm not too familiar with either of the teams. I'm just going off based on what I'm hearing and things like that. Hopefully it's a good game, man. I like to have a new experience on each team, So this will definitely be a new experience for me. All right, let's get to our next game. That will be what I have.
You got a lot.
A game that I'm surprised that Najee have on here because his alma mater. Norcross versus Walton. We just talked about Walton being a really good team. They did have one loss on their schedule, which is fine. But Norcross again having one loss, both losing to pretty good teams. I'm gonna let you start on this one. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Walton.
Walton.
Walton, man.
I understand. I understand your decision, man. It's not. I think it's a tough game. I think it's a really good game. Both teams have some stars on both sides. I'm gonna give a slight nod to Walton as well. I was actually impressed with the quarterback who's going at Walton. Can't remember his name.
Gilstrap.
What's his name?
Last name Gilstrap. I can pull up his first name for you though.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was impressed with what he was doing at the Cookie Show kickoff. We got those receivers out there with the Woodward brothers. Really good running back as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna give the nod to them. I think Norcross is a good team as well. They got their tight ends really good, quarterback really good as well. Can't remember their names at the moment, but I'm gonna get a slight nod to Walton. I think this one's gonna be a really good game. So I'm excited to see it. And Walton's actually ranked 22, where Norcross isn't. And Norcross only played 2 games, by the way. I think I said 3 earlier.
Caden Gilstrap.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, the teams that both of these teams lost to are good teams. Like, Norcross lost to Mill Creek. We just talked about that earlier. They lost to Mill Creek. Mill Creek's a really good team. And then Walton, they lost to Roswell. So, both of these teams lose to good teams. I think the matchup is good. Both of these teams put up points too. Walton, despite losing to Roswell, put up 32 points in that game. Against Lambert, they put 41, and then Brookwood, which is the game that we watched, they put up 30. So they can put up points, man. It's really gonna be how much they can keep Norfolk from scoring. But I think it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, I think Walton as well.
For sure, man. I think Walton's gonna pull it out. I know they got a young Sauce over there. Sauce, can't remember his last name. The wide receiver. He's electric, shorter wide receiver. He can get it down, just breaks quick. You know what I'm saying? Can lean on you. You know what I'm saying? If you come flat footed. But I think Walton is gonna have more firepower, man, this year.
I understand. And his name is Caden Gilstrap.
Mm-hmm.
So appreciate you covering me on that end. All right, my last game, Buford versus Roswell. That is my go-to game I'm trying to go to, which is probably going to be the hardest game to try to get into at this point. been reaching out to Coach. So, Coach, if you're watching, hook your boy up, man. Let me get to the game. But really good game. I think we just talked about Roswell beating Walton. High score game, pretty good, real good team going against each other. Roswell only played 2 games this year so far as well. They beat Peachtree Ridge the first game. A really good team that me and you have, our hopes for their quarterback over there
Say it again.
There you go. Darrell. Yeah. So really good quarterback over there. So they beat him. Just beat Walton. Not going into Beaufort. Game after that is also a good one. Playing Westlake as well. So they got some good games to start off with. As for Beaufort, I think we all kind of know who Beaufort is. They lost some pieces. Because for transfer portal, especially with Braden Jacobs leaving them for Milton, who was actually the game that they lost to in the first week. They just beat Venice. Like that. And Dick Chain with a Dick Chain. Anyway, whatever that team. They just beat them by 21-28. So who you taking, man?
Ain't brother, you gonna have me pick first all day, man? I mean,
I'm sorry, I'll pick them. I'm actually taking Roswell.
I'm picking Beaufort.
You taking Beaufort?
Big in Beaufort.
Yeah, I think Beaufort just lost too many pieces, man. They barely beat their last opponent.
Benedictine is no slouch.
Huh?
Benedictine is no slouch. That's a good program right there. Both of them are good programs.
They play 2 really good teams, man. But they're both very close games too, which means that they could lose, could have won, could have lost those games. It's just 1 or 2 plays on each one of them. I just think that Roswell is playing a little bit better right now. Playing some good opponents themselves, So, excuse me.
I hear what you're saying, brother. You know what I'm saying? I hear close score in this life. It's all about perspective. When I hear close score, I think about grit. I think about who's going to, because this is going to be a close game. So I feel like they don't have the grit. You know why? Because they're a good program. They're going to put it out there. I'm going on Beaufort Wolves, man. Are they at home?
Okay. Beaufort is at home.
Hey, man. Come on now.
Wait. No, they're away. Beaufort's away.
They're away?
Roswell's home. Yeah.
Still picking the program.
I didn't know that, so I'm trying to get into Roswell's coach.
Yeah. You might. That's a Gwinnett type of school though, so that's gonna be tough. You might have to. You might have to finesse, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna keep it 100. We keep it real on this show, and I'm keeping it real with you.
What's it? I'm trying. But yeah, man. But that's good for us today, man. We're gonna post Naj's game getting fitted on here. So we'll post that and let you guys know what he has and what he thinks about the game as well. Let's see. Do you have anything else? Jerome's question segment. I don't really have a question this week. Oh wait, I do. FSU, man.
Yep.
What's going on? What's your thoughts, man? They played you guys. They played Georgia Tech week 1, and just lost to Boston College next night. What's your thoughts on them, man? And do you think now Georgia Tech is ranked number 23, I believe, which is good.
23.
Pretty good games. Florida State is out of the ranking, out of the top 25.
Good
They were number 10. They were 10 for 2 weeks straight, and now they're out of the top 25. What's your thoughts on FSU? Can they bounce back? It is a new playoff system, so there's still a possibility. But what's your thoughts on FSU, man?
Do I think they can bounce back, get back in the top 25? Man, they got some some opponents they can possibly beat, but I don't believe in DJ, man. Missed a lot of throws. Offensive line looked kind of suspect. We thought that was gonna be a strong suit. They did. I mean, Georgia Tech outfield's good in the week 0 matchup in Ireland, Dublin, I should say. So I don't know, man. They got a lot of question marks. They got Coach Martin Norvell's gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Maybe look at the backup. I don't think DJ is gonna be the answer against a high caliber defensive back group, and you got a lot of that in the ACC. So I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. The positive is that the next game was not this week. They don't play a game this week since they played yesterday. So they'll be playing on the 14th. So they got a little time to reflect and everything like that. That's the positive.
That's a positive.
The negative is Memphis, who's probably, I think Memphis is better than Boston College. Let's be real. They got Cal. Cal usually has a good defense. They've been having a good defense the last couple of years now, and the part that's been struggling is the FSU offense, man.
Yeah.
So that SMU, good team. They got Clemson. I'm sure Clemson got a good defense. Don't let that Georgia game fool you, man. They're still a good team.
Good man, good team.
They still, I think they can beat Duke. We'll see. Miami.
I don't know.
Miami. What'd you say?
I don't know. Duke's pretty good, man. They got a good quarterback. He looks electric this year. He looked good. He looked good as week 1 matchup.
Yeah. They at Miami. That's a rough one. That's gonna be a rough one. They got UNC. We'll see, because UNC is looking kind of shaky themselves. But we'll see how by the time that goes. They got Notre Dame at the end. They got Charleston Southern. It should be that game. If they lose that game, like, come on. But then they got Florida also. Like, I can't see them walking away with more than 4 wins. Honestly, 4 wins for FSU, who just went into playoffs here, undefeated. No losses except for the bowl game last year. To go to a team that could possibly only win 4 games.
To be a top 10 team and to possibly only win 2 or 3 games this season.
It's rough.
And don't let the HBCU team beat you, brother. That's going to be terrible. Shout out to the HBCU. Shout out to Charles or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's our team, man. But yeah, man, that was my question of the day, man. Man, I know a lot of people are not happy with DJ right now. I had him as a Heisman potential like three years ago, and how things change within 3 years, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So we'll see how that goes. I heard some chance for the backup in that game last night, which is kind of disheartening, only being the second game of the season. So, and the fact that both of their backup quarterbacks are freshman quarterbacks, so it's going to be interesting to see. Very interesting.
100%.
But let's get to the best segment. So it's a man, woman, and child. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, you did an extraordinary job. We just left out the animal, man, woman, child, and animal, because some people like to watch their pets. Just Big J has got them big dogs behind. So if you think about hitting Big J over the head, you might get a chuck out of your cheeks. So
don't get started.
So Jay, you don't have no question for the hoops? No hoops question?
Well, we're gonna get to that.
For sure. I'll buy some time.
Yeah.
We're gonna start off with what them said. Nas put up here. He had a historic night. I don't really know everything about the historic night for the 4 ladies. Agumba Wale, Andrew Reese, Asia Wilson, and Kaylin Clark. I know Reese, she broke the record for most rebounds, I believe it's ever in WNBA season. Kaylin Clark's been breaking records since last week. I'm not sure what Agumba Wale has done. But for Wilson, I do know she's been wearing all whites, crispy whites fresh whites out of the pack. Appreciate that, brother. fresh, crisp whites out the pack until they kind of get back on track. So she don't got to worry about coming all dolled up to the arena, which I respect it. I respect it, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no wrong with a little white tee. Yeah, but I ain't in my white tee. I ain't in my white tee. Let's throw back for the youngsters that's watching. Yeah, lean with it. Yeah, lean. Yeah. But that's gonna really conclude the WNBA news. I haven't been as tight on my WNBA news. But we're gonna take a look at the transfer portal for 3A. Let me get my thing right now and share my screen so we can take a look at the Sandy Spiel. All right. AJ Williams, a highly touted 2027 sophomore. I believe he just got invited to, I think, Team USA something. He was on the Georgia Stars team who won the Peach this year. Braylon Everhart was on that team. Shout out to Georgia Stars for winning the Nike EYBL Junior Peach Jam. That's big time. Let's see. He's going to New Hampstead, going to Harlem. Not sure what Harlem is. I'm assuming it's definitely a Georgia school. Jordan Richardson, Fannin County East Hall. Gabe Williams got to be a highly touted recruit, man. If he's transferring to Harlem to play with AJ Williams, looks like as a guard as well. So you got to be talented to put another talented guard because you don't want to be the last. You don't want to be the odd man out. Kevon Gray from Jackson to Peach County. Cameron Walker from Monroe to Westover. Brock Barton from Baylor, Tennessee, coming from Tennessee all the way down to Georgia to Pickens. Braylon Chaney. If you want an in-depth breakdown and look at Brock Barton from Baylor, Tennessee, definitely check out Les Ball. He does a phenomenal job becoming all Tennessee sports from football to basketball and all the way down to the very, very low grassroots, talking about the 5-6U year-old sports. Yusef Bauer, Maynard Jackson, transferring to Cedar Grove. Man, Cedar Grove is going to be nice this year. They got Manny Green, I believe, in the 5A. They had somebody up there who's also transferring to Cedar Grove. So definitely, if you're in the East Atlanta area, Jay, definitely check out Cedar Grove, man. They're going to be electric. Looks like. Say it again.
I gotta get one of these games, man.
Facts, bro. Big facts. I believe this has got to be Jesus Daniels, Walk on Water, transferring from Randolph Clay to Daughtry. Daughtry's been they've been pretty good as of late. Jordan Haynes, Flowery Branch to Cherokee Bluff. Carmen Dent from Rhode Island, from out of state to the Monroe area. Lou He. Blaine Gunter, Calvary Day to White County. Keith Gillespie has been electric on the Under Armour circuit. Played for Atlanta Express. Me and Nas was at. It was at the Rise event. It might have been Rise event. We went to see him, and he was not there. But he's an electric guard, man. He could go left and right. I believe he's a right-handed player. If he gets to the right hand, it's gonna be a long night for you. So definitely, as a coach, you definitely want to force him to go left. He's also transferring to Cedar Grove, man. That might be who I was thinking about. Bill Foster transferring from Trinity Christian to Douglas. Douglas has been pretty good the last couple of years, man. Last year, I believe Kyle said he had him ranked. It was top 2. They had a little loser streak. They kind of, they didn't really fizzle out, but they weren't as good as we expected them to be. But this is a new year, and Frederick Douglass may be a team to be looking at 3A. So,
I see a lot of Cedar Grove, man. I'm curious to see how that plays out because it seems like the opposite of what happened to with the football team. It seems like their football team got a lot of transfers out. Yeah. The basketball team getting a lot of transfers in. So that's going to be interesting to see how Cedar Grove kind of plays out this year, man.
100%. So we can count on you for that Cedar Grove intel, man.
There we go. Right around the corner from him. So I got no excuse.
For sure, man. We're gonna be so definitely hold on to him, ladies and gentlemen. Get in his chat, get in his inbox, get in his DMs, man. When he ain't there, or if he is there, man, definitely congratulate him and definitely, ask his opinion on how the Cedar Grove Saints are looking this year on the hardwood. Moving on, we're gonna be talking where will Jasper Johnson land? Now he's got Arkansas heavy on his trail. He's got Kentucky. Who else is there? Hold on, let me do a quick X thing. Highly talented guard coming out playing for Team Thad this year. Super electric. Dang. Here we go. Bro Jasper J. He's got Ohio State. I think he's gonna go to Arkansas, man. Like we talked about last week on the show. He's a big Kentucky. He's from Kentucky. We talked to him. He likes Coach Cal. You know what I'm saying? I think the place to be right now, if you're a highly talented recruit, is Arkansas. Coach Cal really knows how to mold those players, even though people get on from not winning in the past, really knows how to get those players to come in and buy in. That's the biggest thing. We got a lot of recruits that are very talented. Everybody, it's only one ball, so nobody can take 20, 30 shots like they've been taking on the AAU circuit and in high school. So you're going to probably have to take, 10, 12, maybe 15 shots depending on what your role is on that team. And really, dial in plays going to make you play defense. If not, you're going to be on that treadmill on the side of the practice court. So I think he may be leaning towards Arkansas. That's just my hunch. Jay, go ahead.
He's from Kentucky, right?
Yeah, he's from Kentucky, and Kentucky has offered him as well.
Yeah, I see. Again, I'm not too big on the basketball side of things, especially high school. More NBA, but just looking at his profile, man, I like what he's doing so far. As far as him, 3-point shooters, way looking really good right here. If anything, I always kind of lean toward, especially if I don't have a lot of information, I always lean toward the school that is closest to them, especially if they're high-profile schools that they're living in, which is again Kentucky. You said it yourself. With Coach Callahan being there and everything like that, your new favorite team. So I think there's a high possibility he might go there. But again, I don't know him that well. Just looking at him, he looks good though, man.
Not for sure. I'm gonna share my screen once again. He just made a recent visit to Kentucky and UNC, along with the #1 player in the DC area.
Oh, in that case, he's going to UNC.
You think he's gonna go? You are a UNC fan. You do like the Tar Heels. Caden Lewis is 2 5-stars. I believe it looks like they went on the visit together. So maybe this could be a pairing, man. Per Greenlight Media does a real good job, man.
Almost died off from Chick-fil-A direct. I'm sorry. Hey, live, boys. That was going to see me die on live TV.
Man, crazy. We don't want you to die on live TV, man. That would not be a good look for the pod, man. The ratings may go up. We don't want those type of ratings. Next is we all take a look at the transfer portal. Bacon's just sizzling news. So we're gonna pull up. I'm gonna share my screen again, and we're gonna talk about On3's top 10 rankings of the 2027 Hoopers, man. I saw it and at a quick glance, I'm like, it's pretty good list. But I'm like, nah, man, I don't know, man. I think Baba's too low, man. ESPN had him ranked not too long ago. Nas sent me this, matter of fact, so definitely got to shout out Nas, man. If you're watching, man, hope it brings some laughs your way, man. And I'm saying, if you want to chime in the comment section, man, don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Put them Twitter fingers to use, brother.
I know you're not, but you got those fingers. Chime in.
Chime in with the brothers, with the AS brothers.
We miss you, bro. We miss you.
100%, man.
Don't feel right without you, man. Don't feel right without
And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see Naj was on the show today, I'm not sure what it's called, but the new Scrollland show, he was on there, man. So definitely check that out. Give your feedbacks in their comments. Let them know what you think about the whole production, man. We'll leave it at that.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say nothing. But Nas got some big things going on right now, man, and they should check him out. I'm not sure if he's announcing it yet. I think he is, but I just don't want to. I don't want to put it out there.
Oh, Dre, you got some breaking news?
He's doing some big stuff, bro. He's too big time. You know what? He might that might be the reason why he's not on here right now. He's too big time for it. He don't got time for it no more. That boy, he doing it up, man. He doing it up. I'm proud of him. You watching now? Proud of you, brother.
For sure, man. For sure. So looking at the 2027 top 10 on 3 list, they have Ryan Hampton at number 1, which I don't know. I like Baba at 1. Well, he's definitely too low, but Ryan Hampton, he's a guard. I believe he's like 6. I think he's like 6'8", 6'9" as a sophomore. But like, where did they do that at? They definitely weren't doing that when we were coming up, especially to be that tall. If they were that tall, they were definitely playing big. He's a guard, shooting guard, wing, small forward, whatever you want to say, who can go left and right. He's right-handed and excels at going left pull-ups. And so if he goes right, definitely watch out. Springboards, got quick bounce. If it's up there coming off the rim, if he's around the area, it will get put on your head. That is not a lie. That is no cap. Like I said, I think Baba should be at number 2, man. I know this AAU season, I kind of seen him when he doesn't get going early. He can go stagnant, but in the clutch time, when they need him, he can cook. Like they played Team Why Not. He was very quiet for the first 3 quarters, and no, he didn't win that game. Or did they win that game? I can't remember. It was one game he was very quiet and he came down and hit the game winner. So Baba's just an assassin from the DMV area, playing from Team Durant. So definitely keep an eye on Baba Oladotun. I think Lincoln Crosby. He played for Game Elite. He's a right-hander that loves to go right. He can work on his left hand. I think 10 is a little too low for him though. I really don't know how to rank these young men. To be honest, all of them are so talented, but I think Lincoln Crosby is too low. It's kind of like Ryan Hampton as well, springboardy around the rim. Definitely will get put on your head if you don't box out with at least 3 to 5 feet away from the rim. You want to get him away from the basket as much as you can. But definitely Sales going right. Would like to see him work on his left hand because I think if you push him left, he may struggle. Jalen Mitchell played for Team Brad Bill, who won 16U this year. Played with Minka. I believe I'm saying his name correctly. I think they have him this high because he's not like any other player on this list. He's a scorer. He can score, but he makes the right plays, right? He's not necessarily looking too high, crossover, hesitation, sidestep, step back, you know what I'm saying, pull up from 3. He's a guy that's going to come down, he's going to make the right basketball plays. He showcases a high caliber IQ to pass the basketball. He can knock down the open jumpers. He's got a formidable post game as well. So like when I was watching him at the Peach Jam, I was like, you know what I'm saying, he caught my eye, but he didn't really like, you know what I'm saying, catch my eye if I'd see like Ryan Hampton or any other of these young men playing. But definitely somebody to watch. He's definitely been rising up the charts. Who else? King Gibson is definitely electric too. He can go left and right as well. He played for, I think he played on the what's that circuit in South Carolina? Rock Hill. I can't remember the name of that AAU circuit right now, but he did his thing. He can go left and right, electric. So shout out to all these men. I know I didn't get a chance to go through everybody, but I don't want to keep rambling on. But shout out to everybody on this list. Very electric. Definitely some names to keep in mind. I believe all these young men on this list are 6'7" and up. So that tells you all you need to know.
Wow. That's too tall for some high school. That's crazy.
Too tall, bro. Like just think if they were playing football, 6'7", 6. I think that's what's gonna be the future in football as well. We kind of see it already.
Yeah. That offensive lineman for Douglas County, Sam Porto. I forgot to say his name. But that kid is like 6'8", and he's only a sophomore. I'm like, why? Wow.
Facts.
Stop beating him.
in Ethan Barbour, like 6. What how tall is he? 6'6", 6'5"?
Yeah, I think it's like 6'4", 6'5". Yeah.
Okay.
So, craziness, man. All right, well, Mike, it's me.
It's your time, brother. I bought you some time.
Share my screen real quick. This just came up earlier. I don't think the fact that it's talking about Stephen Curry, I don't think the fact that he wants to do this is the question here, because he showed some interest in NFL teams and things like that. Curry wants to be an NBA owner in the future. You know how hard it is to get an NBA owner, be an NBA owner. I think the only former player right now is Jordan. And I think even he sold his team. I'm guessing, right? Did he sell it? The Bobcats, now the Charlotte Hornets again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I believe he sold the team, but there's not a lot of new owners really coming in, NBA or NFL. So for him to come in and become an owner one day is huge aspiration. But I want to ask you, do you think it's possible that Steph Curry becomes an NBA owner? 2, do you think he'll be successful? And the third question is anybody else in the NBA that you think can own a team? Who would that be?
Well, first, I'm gonna start with the last question first. I think LeBron James has already been talking about whispers. Well, I think he's more than the whispers now. I think there's some serious talk about him being the first owner in Las Vegas. So I think LeBron will. To your second question, I believe, going backwards here. I think Steph Curry can and will be a solid owner. I think Steph Curry is a man of high business stature. Yeah, I think he's present enough to know when to step back. Obviously, he's a great basketball mind, but I think what we critique Michael Jordan so hard for is it's kind of like Jerry Jones having his hand too much in the mix. There's been stories of him playing his team, trying to coach the Wizards. I think Steph's going to be a guy who, okay, I'm going to put so-and-so in place. I'm going to have some input here on who maybe the coach is. Obviously, he's got a great basketball acumen, but I think he's going to know when to step back and kind of let his team do his thing. Because we know Steph Curry is also in showbiz. He's executive producing shows. He's got a little boy and a little girl. He's got a wife. So I think have his team step back and let the show run its course. And what was your first question again?
Do you think he could be successful as an owner?
I think he can be successful. How successful? I'm not sure. I gotta see. We gotta see the meat on the bones. Everything's hypothetical right now. We gotta see what type of coach he picks and all that good stuff. But I think it's good to see, two black men, especially Steph Curry and LeBron James, being potential owners. I think that's where we need to strive for. Not only NBA, but we definitely need to keep that door down to MLB, NFL, and any other thing, not just sports, but just CEOs across the board. Equality is the next is the key to having a better life for all. So the closer we get to that, the more smiles we'll see on people's faces. Because right now in the world, it's a lot of gloom and dreariness. You know what I'm saying? So that's my life.
I agree. 2 athletes that you think can definitely be able to get Steph Curry and LeBron James. 2 guys that does so much outside of the realms of basketball, and they're the type of people that you think and see can become owners. Like Michael Jordan, he had the Nike brand,
Mm-hmm.
name, being able to be marketable over, so many different commercials and this and that. I think that both of them are probably gonna have to take the Michael Jordan route though, where they're gonna have to wait out. I don't think it's gonna be an immediate thing where they straight out of the NBA and getting their own owning a team. It costs a lot of money to own a team, man. It costs way a lot of money. So it's gonna take them to be keeping that revenue after basketball coming in. Having different avenues in. Like you said, Stephen Curry already have the directing thing. LeBron James been there, so many other things. He got his own school that he created and this and that. So both of them are creating legacies outside of basketball, and I think Jordan did the same thing. So for them to do that, Stephen Curry is in a good position already. I think I don't know if he has already, but he was trying to be partial owner of the Panthers early when they were looking for a new owner. So I think it's going to take that kind of route where they both might have to be partial owners at first or something like that. Stack the bread and be able to become full owners. Especially nowadays because Jordan got his team maybe 15 years ago. The price tag on these teams keep going up and up and up every year, especially with all the TV revenue and different streaming apps that we have now and stuff like that. By the time they're ready, that price is going to be very steep. So I'm very curious to see how their routes go. But I think they both can do it, man. If anybody in NFL in NBA can do it, I think it's those two. They got the legacy, they got the fame, they got the marketable faces to do so. So I think both of them do. Well, if Steph can be successful, that's going to, like you said, that's going to be hard to kind of determine. I don't think there's. It's interesting because for me, I gotta see how Steph does with all his other business ventures. How he approached those things, how he kind of managed things, and to be hands off. It's gonna be hard for a ex-NBA player to not have any type of say on the team, man. So, like you said, trying to be hands off like Michael Jordan, it's gonna be hard because he played. At least Jerry Jones didn't play in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Right. Then it might be a way over the top.
Yeah, exactly. So, having an ex-NBA player being the owner most likely means that they're going to try to have at least some kind of control over the players they're bringing in and stuff like that. So that dynamic is going to be hard. Usually the people that successful owners are usually really good business people because they have to manage, delegate, that kind of deal. You don't know how to delegate. You don't know how to, move around the money and stuff like that. But then you try to also have a part in the game. It's gonna be hard. Now, if you want to be a GM, that'd be a little bit more suitable. But I think both of them can do it though. I'm not saying that they can't do it. I think they both can do it, man. And I hope they do it. Yeah, I really do. I really hope they do it. But the history kind of tells you it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So we'll see that.
100%. I want to I give some news that got mentioned on both the football and basketball world.
Okay.
So I will share my screen once again, and then I'm going to ask you a question, brother. I feel like it's near and dear to your heart as well as mine. So Caleb Wilson, he was at this Saturday's Georgia Tech versus Georgia State basketball game. You know what I'm saying? And for all the Georgia Tech fans that may or may not be watching this, the boy was the young man was in the flats, man. That's big. That's big, man. If Coach Stoudemire could pull this off, Kai Flynn was already there. Kai be playing with a lot of top talent at OTE. They can finagle, you know what I'm saying, do some bipartisan, you know what I'm saying, walk across the aisle as a politician and say, that could be big. That could be big, man. We won't have to go too far for good hoops and football. That's what I'm saying. Right downtown.
Yeah, man. Georgia Tech is on both sides. Like you're saying, man. And I'm messing with those. I like those jerseys.
Yeah.
Truth a little too short for me.
That's the style these days.
But yo, I rock with it, man. That's a sweet looking jersey, man.
Yeah, fact. Let me. You know what I'm saying, there you go, brother. Get you a good look at that. Good look at that, man.
Hey, that's fire. That's
Nah,
fire.
facts. The brother just
Yeah,
fits right in.
cool in there. I like that, man.
And then on the Georgia State side of things, you know, we talked about Jefferson earlier. 4-star linebacker Keelan Butler has committed to Georgia State, man. That's a big get for them to get in the crew, man. I want to shout them out, man. They looked, like I said, they looked decent. They just didn't have enough offensively. They ran out of gas.
I agree. Me and Lamarcus was looking at the game, and we were both saying Georgia State got some players, man. Georgia State got some players. They still missing some pieces, some critical pieces, but I mean, this is a big start. This is a huge start for them. You know, getting some good recruits in there. You might see Georgia State looking a little bit techie like in the next couple years, man. If they keep this up.
Facts. Kenyatta Watson, former Yellow Jacket, got a pick. His father is not sure what his title is at Auburn, but got a pick. Got him one. The video coming soon.
Yep, younger brother right
now.
Yeah.
And I think that is awesome. I'll just leave that up there. But question I want to ask you, brother. I was on a call with two active NFL players, man. We're not gonna put their names out there because that was pretty much all just the call. And but anyway, two current NFL players. I asked them, man. I said, what can media do, especially black media, black journalists, as myself, as us two as well? I said, how can we do a better job at just building better relationships with athletes? So before I tell you their answer, what do you think they said, and what is your answer? Because you're a former athlete as well.
Yeah, being personal, man. Be yourself. Don't try. I feel like don't try to be something you're not. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody can kind of tell if you're not being who you are. One thing I love about Duke, he authentically himself, man. He's authentically. He talks the way he wants to from where he was growing up. He has a great relationship with all types of athletes. Just had a interview with Deion Sanders. He had another one with Kirby Smart, and it wasn't like two separate personalities. But during both interviews, he stayed exactly who he is. He didn't switch up for one or the other. He stayed exactly who he is, and I think that's very important to stay who you are. If you're a more outgoing kind of personality, do that, man. If you like to, sprinkle a little comedy in your stuff like myself, do that, man. I think that's the part that a lot of athletes are going to gravitate toward, more than, trying to be someone you're not, if you catch my drift. That's my thought. I think I feel like they said pretty much that. I think they, just be yourself and, have fun with it and, don't. I also think that a lot of athletes don't want, none of the fake news stuff. You know what I mean? Be authentic. Don't try to put out any news or things that just gonna get you clickbait stuff. You know what I mean? Like gravitate to genuine good people, and hey, if y'all say something off record, they expect you to keep it off record.
Off record, yeah.
I think that's the biggest two things I think that athletes will say. I'm curious to see what they said though.
100%. Maybe one day I'll play the clip. I don't think it's the right time. Basically, they told me they said that they don't think there ever media will ever be close to athletes, mainly because of what you just said about just for different reporters putting out things, making their headlines. They said they know we got a job to do. They know we got to make our money. So they don't think that'll ever be the case. And that to that point, I wish I would have, what I'm saying, kind of chimed in and they would say, hey, well, the lady that was co-hosting it as well. She's like, there's a way that you can do the news, certain things of that nature, but they still kind of push back against me. Like I said, I wish I would have chimed in and said that. You know what I'm saying? This at least give us access. You know what I'm saying? I don't think because I don't really know how the big business works of just, you know what I'm saying, pushing for headlines. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got to report the news. If you make the police blotters, whatever, you know, so you got to make that news. But at least give, I'm saying, journalists, especially, you know what I'm saying, person that looks like you, just access to come talk to you. Like, hey, let me run this by you. What happened here? So and so, so and so. Instead of me just hearing something or reading something, I got to put this out. No quotes or misconstruing your words. Like I feel like it's the old journalism bringing the new wave of journalism. We want to give athletes, you know what I'm saying, they're just due, you know what I'm saying, the benefit of the doubt. Like, let me talk to you now, or just give me the opportunity to come talk to you. So I wish I would have said that, but they pretty much shot me down, brother.
Yeah, y'all all the same.
I'm like, dang.
No, I think that I agree with you. I understand their stance on that because that's just been how it's been for so long, you know.
Right.
And then the ones that are trying to do it the right way, they're usually the smaller, media companies and things like that, if they are doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So,
Growing
and a lot of that is because, they're not putting out clickbaity stuff. They just put out normal kind of, you know, normal stuff. There's so many times where I see articles and stuff like that where the headline is like, it could be like Eagles cut a big time receiver, and it could have been a receiver that was big time in high school, but not really. High school, college. He's a big time receiver in high school, college, but did not in the NFL. Like stuff like that. Like that's clickbaity. Like that's kind of deceiving the notion, so you get that click, but the article itself is not really reflective of the fact. It's still technically being truthful, but it's like conniving in a sense. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
So I get what you're saying because there's a lot of that type of clickbaitiness. Like, hey, click this. It look like something serious, but it's not really not serious small. But we making the headline look like something bigger than it really is. So
Exactly.
I get it, man. It's something that drives me crazy too. I know we're part of the media as well, but it's something that drives me crazy as well. Seeing that kind of stuff. I know inside the hashes is definitely not that kind of thing, and I appreciate that to everybody that bring on to the company. But and it does suck because the guys are trying to do it right like us. We get pushed to the side because we don't got the views like the ones that are doing the quick views stuff, and there's a reason why. So I don't want to make it about me or inside the hashes or our companies, but it does suck that players do feel like that. It does. It does.
100%. 100%. Like I said, I could take definitely. I don't know if it's registering, but like I said, I wish I would have been like more like, all right, I got something to say. I kind of came in and just was listening, but I kind of took that and took what they said and like so and so don't trust black media, and it could man, I'm telling the Bacon Network could be on NFL Network, ESPN right now, but like I said, I'm decided not to put it out right now. But I don't want to get too deep on that, brother. So where will we be at this week? This Friday.
So, as I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, I got three potential games that I'm looking into. The more likely one right now would be Morgan County versus what is it, George County? I believe it was. Something like that. I got invited by the great Jeremy Johnson. So that's the more likely place I'm gonna go. That is a hard drive, so I'm glad two of us are going, so we kind of split the ride. Especially after a game and you get home at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's gonna be a little drive for us. But my number one game that I'm trying to get to is Roswell versus Buford. I'm still trying to figure out from the AD from that game. So waiting on that really, but most likely I'll be going to the other one. And another one that I just keep kind of creeping in my mind, that Mill Creek versus North Gwinnett, man. I know I'm trying to be doing due diligence and not only just pick the big teams, because I know the big teams have a higher chance of going to the playoffs, and probably gonna see them again in the playoffs. Especially North Gwinnett, we just seen them at the Hotel. So trying to spread out, but that game looking too good for me right now. Ooh, that one really got me wanting to go fish, man. Obviously, Douglas County have a big one against Houston, Langston Hughes, but I let my guy over here take that one this time. But where will you be at, sir?
Yeah, I'm likely going to be at that Douglas last year's game. I've covered it for 3 years. I think this is going to be going on 3 years now, so I might as well make it a trio, and this is going to be a big one. So that's the plans to be at Douglas. It's probably like 80, probably like 90% chance. It's a 10% chance I see another game like I'm going here, but likely I'll be. It's at Douglas, right? Yeah, it was at Langston last year, so to be at Douglas.
Douglas, yeah. Yeah, man, and me and Bacon was there last year, and I'm on record, and I keep saying this. That was the game of the year last year. That was the best game I've seen in Georgia way down here. That game was so fun to watch. Really tight game, going back and forth. You never knew who was going to actually win that game. Douglas County slugged it out, and I think like that game was the staple of Douglas County having that run that they had. You know what I mean? So super. I hope that's a good game for you again, man, and. I'm hoping to hear some good, great stuff once you come out of that, for sure.
100%. It definitely was a great game last year. But now we're segueing into the words of wisdom. We're going to pass to Deacon Jones in the left corner and the Deacon corner in the Amen corner. So what you got for us, brother?
Deacon Jones is crazy because I actually had a Deacon Jones at my church. Growing up. Shout out to Deacon Jones if you're watching this. But man, my words of wisdom today is do your due diligence, man. Do your due diligence. And anything you're doing, do your due diligence, research, look into it. Don't always see the first thing and just run to it or jump to it, Look into it, meditate, pray on it if you have to. If it's a new job, if it's getting a new car, if it's meeting new friends or adding new friends into your life, your partner, things like that. Do your due diligence, man. I know that the fast-paced life where we all try to do things too fast and get into things too fast, but I say do your due diligence, man. Especially for these kids that are watching, man. Do your due diligence on these schools, man. You're setting yourself up for the next 4 years of your life, and I know there's the transfer portal, everybody has a chance in the transfer portal, but, you only have so many years that you can play football. So, like I said, do due diligence, look at the school, look at the team, look at the roster, look at the coach. Make sure you're doing the right thing for you. Not anybody else, for you, because it's your life. I know mom and dad might have some influence on it, and that's fine. It's fine to have some influence, but don't let them be the side factor for you. Let that decision be your own, man. So my will be due diligence. Do due diligence.
100%. I would say I didn't intend this. I didn't intend for this to be the opposite side of the spectrum. But sometimes you gotta be radical. I think it's forever. I think it's a forever changing world. And specifically right now in media, really talking to myself and any other content creators out there. Don't be afraid to. You see something that's working. Don't be afraid to. I can't remember what they said. This rinse and repeat, but twist it in your own way. And don't be afraid of going against the grain. Don't be afraid of change. And just be you in the process, like Jerome said earlier. Be comfortable in your skin, but don't be afraid to go against the grain, man, because you only got one time to do. You only got one opportunity. I'm trying to quote the Eminem song there, but moral of the story is just be you, have fun. We only got what I want. Dang it, bro. How's it go?
You only got one shot to try because you can't love because the opportunity is coming once in a lifetime. You got to. I'm trying on Eminem, man. I'm trying on Eminem.
Hey, that's the perfect way to end the show, man. That was it, bro. 100%.
All right. And I want to put up this quote from last week. Collaborate, don't hate. Yeah, I love that quote. I love that quote from you, Bacon, man. Collaborate, don't hate. So, but thank you guys so much, man. Make sure you run up these guys' Twitter accounts. Almost there, man. You're almost there. Run them up. Get on that 10K, man. I know we can do it. And help my boy Nas, man. He's feeling sick. Make him feel better, man. Help him get that 300, man. Run that up for him. And my boy Bacon, man.
Trey.
Bacon, I'm telling you, Bacon's videos, every time I see one, gets better and better, bro. Better and better. Every time I see him, man. This man is hitting in work. He honing his craft. I love it, bro. So keep doing your thing, my man. Run his stuff up, man. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you see it right down at the bottom of the screen. And also thank Phenom for allowing us to have this podcast, being our sponsor. Make sure you go to PhenomEliteBrands.com where you can find all your latest greatness. Phenom gear, gloves, visors, mouthpiece, swag, cleats, everything. Anything you want, Phenom, they got some great stuff in there, man. So make sure you go check it out. And use that promo code ITHFootball to get 10% off. Save you some money, man. Save you some money. So do that for us. Thanks again, Phenom, for sponsoring this. Because this is the First and Foremost podcast. We're not only.
Sorry, so I had to cut in. I'm tired of seeing y'all lose these towers and the other teams picking up y'all tower. Like, we got that flag, we stole it from. Man, keep up with y'all stuff. Like, I see the Grange lost a whole banner. They left that Santa Cruz. Like, what's going on, bro? Keep up with y'all belongings, man.
Yes, please.
Because it's not a good look, bro.
They get all crazy. I will say that, man. I don't know if they're snagging them or just finding them, but
tighten up.
Keep your towels close, man. Keep your towels close, man. This is the First and Foremost podcast. We not only keep you
so we not only tell you to spill. Keep it real.
Bro, not gonna kill me on that one.
He like, no.
I have to.
Peace and love, everybody. Peace to the kings, queens, and first and foremost, peace to the gods. For sure.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much. If you're not on the next one, man.